Hey everyone, Royzer here. Today we're looking at a game called The Cycle. This game I had no idea about until about a week ago. I saw it on YouTube and it piqued my interest. From what I understand, it's over a year old and it's been getting modified heavily ever since. It seems that it's used to be a bit of a battle royale-esque multiplayer shooter with the looting aspect on the side, but it seems like they've taken a huge change in direction and it's seeing very positive results. First looks and impressions of the game, you could say it's a very less in-depth, softer version of Escape from Tarkov. For those of you not familiar with what Tarkov is, this game, the idea is you spawn in on your dropship, which alerts all enemies potentially where you are roughly. You grab your loot, and the object is to survive with that loot and then evac. If you don't survive or you don't make the evac point, you will lose everything. And obviously, the job is to get better loot, and you can craft better materials, weapons, armor, etc. As you can see, there's mining aspects to it. You can forage, you can just find normal crates, and plenty more I'm yet to still discover as I'm very new to this game. Once you get this loot and you're pretty happy with the missions you've done, you go to the evac site and then you call in the ship. The evac ship lands, not instantly, and you have to wait on board until it can take off. You are still vulnerable here. I can't stress that enough. As you can see here, I'm in the ship, I'm waiting for it to take off, and then someone is waiting for me. Pain. And as your typical hardcore looter shooter, obviously this does have PvE and PvP elements to it, as you can see here. For the majority of this, I was solo queuing, which wasn't too bad, but you can get people going in duos. I recommend when you're a lower level, you just stay away at all costs. In this scenario here, I just full on ego challenged. I couldn't really get away, so I just took the fight, fully showing the risk versus reward benefits and losses here. I was pretty lucky in this outcome. Makes it all more satisfying when you do, especially when you get outnumbered and you win and you see the benefits. Audio is a major factor in this game. If you're sprinting around and shooting, you are going to create a lot of sound and therefore attracting people. I was just carelessly sprinting through, and yes, you're going to encounter them. You're going to bump into campers. And once and more often than not, it's too late to react. Another thing this game has taken into account is its very own terminal kind of setup. This is very reminiscent of if you've played Destiny 1 and 2 as the Traveller. This one though, you get your own quarters, your own little home. From what I can believe, you can upgrade it for things like more storage capacity, faster crafting times, etc. Also, throughout the district, there are 3 factions. This is one of them. This is the Osiris faction. And the others are the Korolov faction and the ICA faction. Each faction, from what I understand, relatively has all similar gear, just catered to their own personal style. Each faction has their own weapons you can unlock, and obviously showing off that faction's emblem or flair with pride. Along with this, each faction has multiple missions, obviously level capped. From the start, you don't really need to pick a faction, so I just ran around and grabbed all the beginner quests with, scavenging ones, shooting low-level enemies and gathering the resources. Very easy stuff and good for XP. One of the things that was a big bonus for me was how simple and easily accessible the inventory system and management was. Very well done. The only thing I have as a complaint would have to be when you are calling in your evac ship or going to the evac ship spot, You will encounter teams just griefing you. There is nothing worse, especially as shown here. I won that 1v2, had some awesome loot, and just found these guys hiding behind the rocks. The only way I could see them is that creature there shooting at me happened to be shooting at them, but obviously can't do anything about it. I get 2v1, very vulnerable here. And yeah, this is a big problem. I'm no game developer or coder or whatever, but I think maybe an option is to create more evac points or do some kind of system where it punishes you for hanging around the evac point for too long. I don't know. Just a mere suggestion. Quite annoyed that I didn't find this game earlier, as this is in the closed beta. You can access this via Steam. You have to send a request and you will most likely get accepted and then you can play. It's been nearly out for a month now, and from what I believe, it's going to be withdrawn on November 1st. So while you can, jump in, grab a copy. I'm sure you won't regret it. So that's a very brief overview of the game. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I think I'll do a bit more content on this. But yeah, as always, if you enjoy, leave a like. If not, a dislike. Thanks, guys.